Hello, my name is Magic Man, and I, as all of you watching, use YouTube to a certain extent. This website harbors many great videos from great people, and also has many fan bases possible from its existence. However, with so many people, it is inevitable that we will have some bad folks in the mix. People that sully the experiences of others, or develop an all too prevalent toxicity. There's a growing culture on YouTube, Twitch, and especially Twitter, called stanning. Simply put, the act of obsessing over someone and revolving some part of your life around their ideas, views, and morals. However, not all would agree with me on this definition. I will elaborate on that later. This stanning has become an issue for content creators and viewers alike, becoming an epidemic on the site. There are many contesting viewpoints on this issue, and I'm here to cast my opinion into the endless sea of videos already created on the topic. So watch with discretion, and please, think for yourself. I hope not to be as biased as possible, but we are all human, and bias is surely going to have some effect to my arguments. One big content creator is Dream, made famous from Minecraft speedrunning with witty commentary. He has made 11 million subs in 1 year alone. He has become a titan on all social media, and especially Twitter. Dream defines the stan community as a group of people trying to meet other people with similar interests while expressing this interest through shared morals, love, and creativity. And with this definition, it is obvious that Dream supports the stan community. Dream identifies a stan as someone with a Twitter name related to the person they stan, a related profile picture, and a tendency to talk about the creator they enjoy a lot. This is a very strong point of contention. Others believe in a separate definition of stan, but for now, let's use this one. Dream sees the stan culture as a constructive force, comparing himself and others to football players. In a way, they are idolized in a similar fashion throughout generations. People love football players, some collect cards of them, some love talking about them and all their traits and strengths, and some, but very few, wish to find their home address and fantasize about them and other football players in relationships. Dream has said that he has set boundaries for his stans, and that they understand him for the most part. He also gives the point that haters have done much worse than the stans have ever gotten close to doing. Dream says that the haters have doxed him, insulted him, and been overall much more toxic than a stan, doing everything that they accuse a stan of doing. In addition, he said that the stans have put their abilities to use, vehemently reporting the people who have supposedly doxed him or insulted him and keeping him from harm, creating a great, tight-knit community. With Dream's stance on stans, there are many people who disagree and have voiced their disagreement. One of these people is a content creator named Josh, who started booming once he joined SMP Live in early 2019 with many other creators, harboring a great 197,000 subscribers, although much less than Dream, still makes him a large creator. Josh began the argument between himself and Dream on Twitter, posting on his second account his opinion on the culture that is manifested and pointing out Dream as an example and nothing more, of a person idolized by the culture. He also talks about how he is tired of the culture and the ill effects it creates, although with harsh and slightly crude wording that he later cleared up on stream. Josh made a large thread and cleared up misconceptions in the comments. The thread will be in the description of this video, and I highly encourage you read it to understand completely what I'm talking about. Josh describes stan from the more original definition of a stalker fan, and sees them as people who base their worldviews, ethics, and ideas off of the creator they stan. He defines this as a fundamental problem with the culture. I will not directly quote Josh because I encourage you to read the thread, but, in general, he wants stan culture to be taken action against, and to have the people standing to be encouraged to think for themselves and not live in an echo chamber. Josh describes the stan community as in a warped bubble, where everyone in the bubble sees things in a warped perception, such as the definition of stan. For everyone in the stan community, the definition has shifted to a word comparable to fan. However, for everyone who is not engaged in the community, the definition still means stalker fan. This is why people in the community proudly call themselves stans, while people outside of the community find that something horrible to not be proud of. Josh got some backlash for calling stans mentally unwell in his text. People took this and ran with it. But Josh cleared up this controversy by saying that people, by their own admission, have called themselves hyperactive to defend stan culture, and that he wasn't calling every stan mentally unwell, just the people lined out in the Twitter thread. Josh is explaining how stans are not individually evil, but rather the community and culture that propagates destroying individual thought to rather only allow status quo thoughts of the community is evil. He states that the community will not allow foreign thought or opinions other than the community's collective opinions. These two are the main participants of the conversation, although some other notable figures have put in their stances. Noah Hugbox talked about how he pities stans as the individual by being prey to years of culture propagated by market forces. Connor Eats Pants doesn't show interest in the conversation, saying it doesn't really matter, which in my opinion is quite true. And of course, many non-content creators have stated their opinion, although some in a not so well worded way. In my opinion, this argument has nothing really come from it. Not many people change due to the argument unless there's a rallying cry from most content creators, and the culture is forced to shift dramatically. This culture of standing was manufactured a long time ago, from companies and people, to make celebrities more famous, and I don't believe it will go anytime soon. Although, playing nonsense politics on the internet is quite fun and an interesting thought experiment, the consequences are little to none. The idea of stan culture is not good, and the warped perception of stan is not correct. If this starts a new wave on the internet culture, where creators encourage viewers to think for themselves, then I welcome the idea with open arms. That's quite optimistic though. What this argument really represents is how much influence people can have on their fans, shaping their opinions and worldview very easily. Thanks for watching, and always have a good day.